back into Ibiza, back into the normal mode here. After having a quick break off for the weekly events, we're back exploring the new races that we have in Ibiza. Today, we're of course going to jump into the world of supercars, and it's absolute madness using supercars in the new races that we've got in Ibiza. Now of course it does depend on the rotation of the races, but that's the beauty of what they have given us in the latest update with Season 2. As we get almost T-boned, or we almost T-bone a Sprinter van there, we'll push forward in our re-liveried Lamborghini Huracan. We of course will jump over to the first race today, which is the Highway to Heaven, a 5.7 mile race, 100% asphalt, and we are 650 to 750 RP in the supercar category. But we're not going to limit ourselves to one supercar today. We're going to try them all out, or as many as I dare to, in today's video. First of all, we will jump into the classic Ford GT, or the 2006 variant Ford GT. Getting this one launched off the line, I absolutely love this car. I love the acceleration that we've got with this one. It feels like it's got some form of electric boost with it. It hasn't. It's just unbelievably powerful. Into turn one, we do lose the back end there, but we just managed to keep that one out of the wall and no more, as we do try to chase down the R8 Decennium in first place. Yeah, it's an interesting one so far. They outbrake themselves, so they brake a little bit too hard there, and we carry on. We fully commit to that first turn. We cut across the road here, take out some of those bushes so that we can straight line across that roundabout. Experiencing some lag with this map this week, guys. I've not had so much lag in this game as I have had over the last 2 weeks. Going to have to look into the graphics settings to see why I'm getting this kind of lag. It does clear up, so don't stress about that one. But navigating the little roundabouts we have to start off this race today, keeping to the right hand side, it does seem to be the fastest way of getting around the roundabouts that we have got in this race. Hopefully right there is the last of the lag we have got, guys. I'm pretty sure of that. We'll push forward though, we'll advance forward with this race. We've got a tricky right hander coming up. It is a tight right 90 degree, but we've got these bushes in the middle of the road. It does unsettle us a little bit, but we do manage to keep it out of that left hand wall, and we can push through with the rest of the race here. Tricky little section we have got coming up, and there's one very catastrophic turn in this race I'll highlight a little later on. But as we snake through the right and left hander here, braking zone into the 90 degree left, we want to be nice and tidy through that one, keeping out of that right hand wall, and we can push through this little village. The GT handling this one fantastically well. Heavy braking zone once again into the left hander. We'll get the power down nice and early and get us up into second and third gear. The Ford GT is more than capable of competing over on these supercar races in Ibiza. But we're coming up into one of the trickiest sections of this track. I do brake nice and early for this one to prepare for it. This little left-hander here, I have seen many people going off the track and hitting that wall there. It will kill your race, so take a lot of caution with that one. We can see the GT has got a little bit unsettled through those left and right handers there, but as we come onto this freeway section, we can now open up this 2006 Ford GT and unravel everything that this one has. It is unbelievably powerful, especially for the limitations of the RP that we have so far. This has been my chosen car for this race specifically. With the RP restrictions so far, I thought it's been absolutely fantastic. We can stretch this one up to maximum speed. Fifth gear, we're going to get up into sixth. I don't know if we are or not by the time we cross the line. We've got one big sweeping left-hander here, about 600 yards from the finishing line. We do quite easily take out a win in race number one here in the Ford GT. Apologies for the screen lag, guys. I can't explain it. Obviously with the update with Season 2, there has been a change to the graphics in game, and it has affected me specifically with the graphic settings I've had. I'm going to have to address that one, but we'll push forward with race number 2 through the parks of Dalt Vila. Supercar race once again, 700 to 800 RP for the 3.2 mile asphalt race. We of course have done this one already in the Grand Tourer category, I believe it was, but we're going to do it in the supercar category, which may make things even more interesting. Tighter race that we'll have here. The chosen supercar for this one is the Ford GTR, which I think should be in the Grand Tourer category. We won't get into that one all too much, but we'll use the Nissan GTR here. Left-hander, right-hander, cutting round the outside of that roundabout once again, much like we did in the Grand Tourer race. And we want to be nice and tidy through this little right-hander into left-hander, not outbrake ourselves, so once again we don't hit that outside wall. We have got a good lead on the pack so far. We wanted to be nice and clean through the first little section of this race. fully committing to the left-hander up ahead here. We can swing the back end round, get the power on nice and early in the GTR. That four-wheel drive traction coming in handy right there. In through that right-hander, keeping it off that left-hand wall, carrying just enough momentum through it into the left-hander. Once again, the back end stepping out just a little bit in the GTR as we now push this one up through the rest of the course. Nice and easy round that right-hander, left-hander, where we can see this one does narrow as we do come uphill into the hairpin once again. Do we touch a little bit of handbrake? We do, but we don't make the best of efforts there. We did do better in the M4 in the previous episode. You guys can go and check that one out after this one. But as we come downhill, I would expect the GTR to be far more behaved than the M4 was. It was maybe a slight bit of understeer there, but it's not compromised us all too much as we do come downhill. And we do have, once again, another tight left-hander coming up here. Preparing for it nice, we do just miss that inside wall, carry as much speed as we could through that one. Perhaps came into that one a little bit tighter than I probably should have. Heavy braking zone once again into the right-hander. It's a double right-hander, but it actually just flows in one big full sweep there, and we'll punch through the rest of the race. Big right-hander, we don't fully commit, we do lift during that one. I did bottle it a little bit, guys, into the right-hander once again, braking nice and easily into that one, just missing that inside wall once again into the left-hand 90-degree, trying to be as tight as I can, but unfortunately I do just take out a little bit of that wall. It's not compromised us all too much. We can punch this one all the way to the finish line from here, about 15-25% left of this race, whatever it may be. Over committing to that one just a little bit too much. I should have lifted a little bit more here as we come in through the tight, tricky section, taking a couple of walls there. We're not racing all too cleanly. We can tidy this one up. The GTR, of course, is more than capable of, setting a very competitive time on this race specifically. But we'll get through the last couple of tricky right and left-handers. Most importantly, this one right here, I do brake myself. I go in a little bit heavy, but again, we've got a huge lead on the rest of the pack. It's not going to compromise us all too much. Into the double left-hander right here. Again, it looks like one single corner. It's actually a double left-hander there, but we can cross the line once again, take out another win in race number 2 in the Nissan GTR. And of course, we're not going to stop there. We're going to push forward with race number 3. We'll quickly shoot over to this one, and that race is of course the trip around the Peninsula. A 2-lap 100% asphalt race, 900 to 1000 RP is the restriction this time out, so we know we're going to be quick in this race. And there's only one car I want to be quick in this race, and it is of course going to be the Lamborghini Huracan. I have reliveried it for Ibiza, white with the bronze Lamborghini wheels. I thought it was the right blend for moving over to Ibiza, freshening the cars up a little bit here. Into turn number 1, nice and tight round that one essentially there, and we can punch this out corner number 2 here, get the power all the way down here, and we can really see how good the Huracan is. Uphill, unfortunately, catching the crest of that hill. What we didn't do in the GT cars, what we have done in the supercars, caught the crest of that hill, and we have unfortunately taken that wall. We've went that fast, we've missed another few corners here because I was trying to explain what happened in that turn right there. But we'll push forward, guys. We've got the nice little tricky section here, a little bit tighter through the alleyway this time out in the Huracan, which has been fantastic. As we come into the tight section right here, the Huracan is that agile, it's handled it fantastically well. Trying to keep as much power down as we can round that left-hander into the little chicane. Left-hand hairpin, we can punch this one all the way through into the right-hand hairpin coming up here. A little bit of e-brake, the back end does step out quite aggressively, but the Huracan's power means we can get the traction all the way down there, and it's not caused us all too much concern as we come through this nice tight section here. The Huracan absolutely handling it phenomenally well, and we fully commit round the big sweeping left-hander, much like we did in the Bentley. The Huracan more than capable, lifting at the lamppost once again, preparing for the little chicane before the start-finish line. The Huracan, we can get the power on nice and early, a bit of a power slide there, but it's handled it fantastically well. Into turn number 1 once again, trying to be as tight as we can there. We do unfortunately just clip that outside wall. Perhaps the size of the Huracan is a bit wide for this track, but that's the beauty of these race rotations. We fully commit here as we do pass the rest of the pack who are just finishing lap number 1. We fully commit uphill, we do brake in time over the crest of that hill, unfortunately taking the wall on the left hand side, but it's not compromising us all too much. We can now get through the tight sections of this track. Into the right-hander up ahead here, we want to brake just in time, nice and tight to that wall, and this one right here. We do slide that one just a little bit into the left-hander where we do go a little bit wide. We do hit the house on the outside, which wasn't fantastic, but with the lead we've got, it's not going to harm us all too much. In through this tricky section, once again the Huracan finding absolutely no challenge with it at all. It's that agile, it handles it fantastically well. Once again into that big left-hander, we can punch out of that one, up into the right-hand hairpin, once again slide the back end round. We overcommit to that one, we get a bit leery and a bit aggressive with the handbrake. Punch it out of it though, in round this tight left-hander. We do just want to keep it nice and tidy out of the right-hand wall. Left-hander, power down, fully commit to the rest of this race, round this little right-hand kink into the big sweeping left-hander, where once again we will lift on the last lamppost right here into the right-hander. Unfortunately just taking that outside wall, but it's not harming us all too much, guys. Left-hander to cross the line, where once again we do see the rest of the pack sitting. They're not the quickest around this track in particular, but the Huracan is a ton of fun on trip around the peninsula. I do encourage you guys to head on over and check that race out in the supercars. Let me know what you thought of today's video, but let me know what supercars you guys are finding to be the best supercars for the Ibiza map. It's quite an interesting one. I do still feel the Huracan is one of, if not the best supercar in the game. Yes, I haven't tried them all, so it is a biased opinion because I do use this car so much, but it would be fantastic to know what cars you guys are using over in Ibiza. I hope you've enjoyed today's content. If you did, guys, please do give me a little like, subscribe, tap on the bell, and of course give me a comment. Feed YouTube algorithm, get this video out to as many people as possible. Additionally, stay tuned for more content on Test Drive Unlimited. Solar Crown.